So today we're going to do a simple dart in the back. This is super easy to do, especially when you don't want to take the pants apart at the center back seam here because you want a quick fix, or you want to be able to go back and let them out later. My students often do this in class, as well as my daughter has been doing this to her jeans because she has a super small waist, and this is just a super quick fix, and then you can easily take it out later. So to begin with, I have pinned up the amount that is needed for the waistband here to be taken up, and I just divided it equally in the center back. This is your center back. So I divided it equally here among two darts. They needed 2 inches total. So if you're looking at this, this is 1/2, which equals 1 inch, and then half, and that's also an inch there. So we will be taking out 2 total inches. You're going to need a clear design ruler or your seam gauge, some type of marking tool. I like to use the disappearing marking tool or marking pencil pen. This one washes out, so I'm not going to use this one. I'm actually going to be using the roller chalk and then some pins. So as I said, we have already marked where the amount that needs to be taken out here. So the first thing to do is to turn them inside out and mark on that hem line. So just going to come in here, draw a line where the two seams will meet. And we can come back and straighten this out and true it up once we have everything kind of marked in there to begin with. You can see I don't have it pinned here, but I am going to bring it down because it'll just make it fit a little bit better. You don't want to go too deep in there because then you're going to have a pucker at the pocket. So there's our first one, and then I'm just going to repeat it on the second one and come back and show you the finished product for that part. Okay, so I decided instead of marking the second one, what I would do is you can take your pen, and I do this often as well. You can mark it by using another pen. You can mark it using thread and a needle. So I'm just going to place some pins here along the line that needs to be taken in, where the stitch line would go. This is a good way to do it if you are not sure you have it even on both sides, and then you can just adjust as you go. So now that I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and take the outside pins out. And as you can see, I have one is pinned and the other is marked with chalk. Okay, so you can see that I have the chalk mark on this side, the pins on this side. We're going to fold it in half. This is the center seam here. So we're going to fold it in half there, match our belt loops on this side. And as you can tell, these line up exactly. If they did not line up exactly with your initial pinning, then you just need to divide the amount and make sure that you have an equal amount from both of your center seams over to your belt loops. So now that I know that both are the exact same, I will start with this dart. So when I sew my darts, I like for the fold to be on the right side or facing my right hand, and then your stitch line here on the left side. So I'm going to start by pinning and matching my marks on both sides and they are even. You can always come back and just make sure that you do have the 1/2 inch that you were needing to begin with, and then we're going to fold this marked. You can come in here and draw. It's probably a good idea to go ahead and mark it or draw a dart line. I've been doing this for so long that I typically just eyeball it, but since I am here to teach you guys the correct way, I will go ahead and make that mark and demonstrate it for you. Okay, so you can see I have drawn my dart here and going to pin from the bottom up on that line. Going all the way up, just like this. Now, going to do the same thing on this side. I know that these match, so go ahead and fold your dart. Okay, so to mark this side that I had the pins in, I'm going to use the edge of my ruler here, which is on a 1/2 inch. So the corner is on a 1/2 inch. And then I'm just going to angle the dart down to the bottom and go ahead and draw my line. Just like that. So now we're ready. And yes, you can tell it's kind of hard to hold the ruler and draw at the same time, just because of the way that I'm filming this towards you. But this is a great way to also mark it when you align that 1/2 inch mark right there with the edge of your pin, and then go ahead and place your ruler so that you can make the mark. Okay, so now we are at the sewing machine. I have a thread color that matches the pants. You always want to use a bobbin and thread color to match. And I am going to simply place the edge, the top edge, underneath my sewing machine. And when you pin it so that the fold is to your right hand here, it's much easier to put it underneath the sewing machine so that all of your fabric is already hanging off. So I am going to sew this at a 3.5 stitch length, since this is a thicker fabric. So let's get started. First, you just place the edge of your pant underneath the sewing machine, and I like to start about 1/4 inch from the end, and we're just going to follow the center of the foot all the way down the chalk mark to the end. Make sure to back stitch at the beginning and the end. Always roll your needle down first. You can go ahead and pull that first pin out. Back stitch all the way to the end. And just follow the line. Keep making sure that you're keeping your dart straight. Back stitch. Now, if this were a delicate fabric, you would want to pull your tails off and tie them in a knot so that it doesn't pucker. But with it being a thicker fabric, it is okay to go ahead and just sew off and back stitch. Alright, so here is our finished product. I will take it to the ironing board and iron it. Now we're going to just go to the other side, do the exact same thing, and we will be done once we take it over to the ironing board. I'm going to pull that pin out, straighten it up. I always clip my threads as I sew. just makes your life a lot easier in the end. And now we have taken these up. I'm going to press my darts towards the center, and then we will be done. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and iron the dart. You want to make sure that you have some type of seam roll or either a pressing ham when you're pressing darts, and you're pressing the dart towards the inseam or inside back seam. You want to always press darts towards the center. And I am putting a little steam on this to set the dart in there. Move it over. Do the same exact thing on this side. And there is your simple dart taken in at the waistband to accommodate, and then you could easily take it back out without the need to take all of this off and take these stitches out and take up the back, because that's more of a permanent fix. This is just a simple, easy fix to take in the waistline with waist darts. So here is our finished product. You can see that they lay nice and flat, and they are ready to wear and look great. Thank you for watching.